Hello guys and welcome back. My name is Lone Vic and today another honest talk video in which I review games from my shelf, giving my subjective and as honest as it can be opinion. In this episode, Shake That City, should be an exclamation mark there, surely, from AEG Games, a game for 1 to 4 players about shaking your city. Well, building up your city, to be honest, but the name of the game comes from this shaker that you will be using in order to do that. So in this video, I will be talking about the good and the not so good things about Shake That City, hopefully helping you decide whether you need this game in your collection or not. You can check out the how to play and solo playthrough videos on my channel already, so go there if you want to learn the rules or see how many points I scored in a solo game. And if you find my content on the channel helpful and you would like to support what I'm doing here, there's a like button to click under the video, there's a subscribe and notification bell to ring if you want to be notified about new videos that are coming to my channel on a regular basis. And if you feel like it, you can give me a kudos by buying me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description to this and all the other videos. And for now, let's talk about the good things in Shake That City. Now, Shake That City landed in my lap due to my constant search for short, easy, user-friendly filler games that I like to start the game nights with or end with, usually. So like a warm-up kind of thing before something bigger hits the table. And to be honest, I was just rifling through the Kickstarter, looking for some stuff that I can support some projects, and then I noticed this game. AEG is one of the companies that I kind of trust when it comes to the design of the games. I've had quite a few titles from them already, and I saw this game and I noticed that they have something like this that they're advertising for the game, which they called the Shaker. And I'm like, I want to see how that works in practice. Click. That was the only reason why I backed this game. I didn't read the rulebook beforehand, I didn't go through the whole campaign, I didn't look at how to play the game. I just saw the shaker and I'm like, okay, I want to see this in action. So it wasn't that expensive anyway, so, you know, something that's just bought on a whim. And let me tell you, this is the most fun component. This is the most fun I've seen anybody have with components from a game as the players at my table had with this thing. Seriously. Because how it works is that you take it on your table. I'll make some space here so that you can see it on camera. You take it on your table, right? You shake it, obviously. You can check out the how to play and solo playthrough videos for that as well, so you can see it in more detail how it works. And then you just do click, and presto, cubes fall out, giving you the grid for your city for this turn. So how cool is that? The guys at the table who I was playing with, they were just having fun with placing grids on the table, right? Without even playing the game. It's just like, wow, this is so cool. This is such a simple design, but it's so cool, and somebody thought of it. This is great. So I have to say that the first thing on the list of good things for this game is this shaker itself. And now let's go to the rest. Now, the second thing is that this is definitely a filler game. The rules are so simple that you can explain them in 5 minutes. And I think that I manage explaining it in 5 minutes at the table right now. Well, the how to play video is a bit longer because I'm taking a lot more into the detail and into, you know, explaining and clarifying. But still, this is a very fast game to explain. The rulebook is like 8 pages long. And there are many pictures here and many examples as well. So it's not going to take you long to grasp the concept. The concept is pretty simple too, but for a simple concept like this, at least you have 2 variations of boards with a bit different scoring rules so that the game doesn't get boring very quickly. You have those scoring tokens that you randomly place around the board. So every single time you score different combinations of things. I know they're getting repetitive after some while and you are already used to where any scoring condition goes, but it still gives you some variation. And there is also kind of, let's say, mini expansion or additional game mode with 4 demolished spaces on the board, which you first have to, let's say, repair or reconstruct in order to be able to build there. So it also gives a little twist and a goal to strive for in the game. So as a filler game, as a quick game which you play just, to warm your brain up, is great. So that's another thing on the good side. The next thing is definitely that it's a very puzzly game, and you have to kind of, think quite a lot on the combinations that you want to give, because one tile scores if it's next to another tile, and this tile scores if it's near the edge of the map or is connected with a road to the edge of the map, and this one doesn't score if it's next to this. So planning your city is a bit tricky in this game. I mean, it's not Small City that I did a how to play video a longer time ago, and it's not even Rolling Heights, to be honest, but it's also has this kind of level of complexity, this slight level of complexity of a warm-up game, but it still does. The amount of components in the box and the quick setup is another thing. You've got 2 boards with scoring so that players can remember. You've got 4 boards, 1 for each player. You've got the shaker. You've got 5 sets of colors for the tiles for the city, and you've got the bonus scoring tiles for each player, and that's it. So the game is tear down and setup is like 1-2 minutes, that quick, and you're ready to play. Presto, you're clear off the table, you're ready for something bigger. So definitely a quick, easy to learn game with a big fun factor, thanks to the shaker mainly, but also thanks to this puzzly element and, well, the 2 variations that you can use of the board and everything. So it doesn't get old very, very quickly. And now let's talk about the not so good. Now, the not so good things that I can tell you about this game is something that's connecting to the good as well. I think that this game is going to fade on replayability, because even though there are 2 sides to the board with 2 different scorings, and even though you have those bonuses that you randomly distribute around the board, it's the same and the same and the same and the same and more of the same the more you play it. So for a filler game, that's not so bad yet, but you have to be ready for it, right? It's a short game, so it is not that much felt. You would feel it a lot more if it was a game that you spent 3 or 4 hours at a session at. And this is something for half an hour, 25 minutes. So you won't get this tiredness sneaking up on you too fast, but just as a warning, it will get repetitive after some time, right? Even the solo mode is identical as the multiplayer game, basically, so there is no additional challenge with it. You're just playing the same game over and over and over. The second thing that's definitely a negative here, but even players that are very negatively biased against randomness in games at my table, they didn't complain about it that much here, because again, it's a filler fun game. It's not a very serious game. They didn't complain about it, but I have to mention it. The randomness factor, right? There is no kind of overarching tactic that you can generate in this game. So you're not like, okay, I will put those buildings here and then I will put something else here in the next round or something. You're hoping that you will be able to put something in the next round, but you never know what the shaker will grant you. So that's the main problem here, right? That the unpredictability is quite big in this game. So any tactic longer than like 2 or 3 rounds is just wishful thinking. And then after a few rounds, you're thinking whether you should still stick to hoping or whether you should quit and start adjusting your tactics for something else. So, if you're not treating this game very seriously when it comes to the tactical depth, then okay. But if you're hoping for something more, oh well. And the last thing I think about this game is the shaker itself. It's fun. It's definitely the main piece. It's definitely the highlight of the game when it comes to the fun factor. But the durability, well, it is cardboard and it's pretty thick. But then again, it's held together by rubber bands. And I'm thinking, how long will those rubber bands survive before you have to change them into new ones? Now, in the box, with the game I got a spare set or two, and I also got a spare shaker, because with the Kickstarter edition you got also an additional module called the Night City with an additional set of tiles and everything. So, well, I have a spare at least, but I'm wondering how long will it survive with those rubber band mechanics, but that's a thing to test in the long run. Okay, so I think we've arrived at the end of the video. Small game, small review. I have nothing more to say about this, basically. So, to tally up, if you are looking for a filler game, a warm-up game, a short brain teaser, and you're not hoping for a lot of tactical depth, and you're okay with the randomness of the game, and you're just looking for something that will have more of a fun factor than, you know, very in-depth strategizing, Shake That City is not going to disappoint you, definitely. Now, and as I mentioned, the only thing I'm worried about is like the repetitiveness of the game, whether it won't creep up on you, and the durability of the shaker. But I will repeat once again what I said in the beginning. I bought it for the shaker itself, and it's so fun to use. So that was my selling point. Maybe it will be yours as well. Thank you for watching the review. My name was Lone Vic. This was Shake That City from AEG, and hopefully you found this video helpful, and check out all the other videos on my channel as well. There's a how to play and a solo playthrough of Shake That City somewhere there as well. If you want to support what I'm doing here, there's the like button under the video, there's the subscribe and notification bell to ring if you want to be notified about new videos coming to my channel on a regular basis, and if you feel like it, in the description to this and all the other videos, there's a link if you want to buy me a cup of coffee. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.